What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode 105 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the queen of bitchin' herself, Genesee Gabrielle. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
It's me,
Yeah.
Genesee.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm super stoked to be here. How are you, Ernell?
I'm very stoked. I see. My thing is that I need to get the hoodie so that I can match you two.
I thought about changing into it, but I was just like, nah.
You should have. We could have matched. We're adorable.
All three of us. Yeah. Where do I fucking find this hoodie? I gotta find this hoodie somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That you
Good
can.
luck getting it. You had to get it on tour.
Bitch.
Listen,
you had to be at the show.
Okay, I would have loved to have been, but no, I couldn't.
It wasn't as good as their comeback tour, but it was still a good show.
It wasn't like a super great concert. They kept forgetting the words to their own songs. It was a little rough.
That's rough. That is rough. Yeah. That's
It was actually really funny because Twitter was like, remember this tour, more like try to remember the lyrics tour. And
I mean, to be fair, I've definitely gone to a couple of concerts. Like, namely, I saw A Day to Remember live once, and there's like I'm pretty sure it's the song "Have Faith in Me," if I remember. He can't remember. He has to pull that shit. Yes, like there's one of them. No, it's the one with the female vocalist. You know the one. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, sure.
He literally, he's just like, I can never remember the words of this thing, and he pulls out his phone to do it live.
Good for him. Good for Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? Good for him.
Makes me laugh.
The man who always remembers his lyrics is our Crimson Chin, Garrick B. Eaton. What's happening, baby? Yeah. You eating anything today? No, not for podcasts. Only for shit.
No, I don't eat on the podcast,
yeah,
fool.
That's right. You're good. You're a good person. Unlike Devin, who sometimes still does.
orders entire Taco Bell orders on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. He sure fucking does, dude. He sure does. Garrick, how you doing this week, dog?
Dude, I got the sniffles, and I can't tell if it's from going into spring allergies or getting over being sick or both. Either way, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm just over it.
I don't blame you. I don't fucking blame you, dude. You know, if you were wearing the hoodie, maybe you would feel a lot better. You know what I mean?
Look, all I'm saying is we have an ad break. We have an ad break, okay?
You do have an ad break. That is true.
I think that's gonna need to happen. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We have an ad break.
Watch you change, and then Genesee changes into the hoodie you're wearing. That would be so funny.
That would fuck me up, I think, a little bit.
Garrick leaves, comes back. Genesee's wearing the exact same outfit, hat, and hoodie and everything.
Garrick and I are just gonna start coordinating all of our clothes.
Oh my god, I would love that.
This is fucking incredible. Oh my god, dude. Genesee, what about you? How are you doing this week? I forgot to ask you that.
I'm good. My personality this week, well, okay, it's not my personality. I've been reading the Mortal Instruments this week. Like we talked about last week. After our call last week, I started the Mortal Instruments, and I'm on book 4, and I'm having an identity crisis because I've never been a reader, and now I'm reading like mad, and I just don't know who I am as a person. So it's been rough, you know. It's been a tough time.
I love reading. I'm glad you're enjoying it though.
I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it. The first 3 books were really difficult, dude. The first 3 books.
And yet you're still reading.
I'm still reading them because I knew that it was the problem I was having was going to be resolved. But I was like, Cassandra Clare, you are too good of a writer to be doing this bullshit. What? But it was also her first book series. It was her first 3 books, and I was like, okay, but you didn't need to do that. It was unnecessary. We didn't need to go here. And she went there for 3 books. Anyway.
He's not mad about it. He's not bitter.
Might be some feelings there. There might be some feelings. But we hope you guys at home have some feelings, because today we're talking Bruce Willie B. Sicky, rest in peace E3, and our review of the modern day Twilight, because this has been the Good Kraken podcast. Is the Good Kraken podcast. Not has been. It is currently. It's starting right now. Your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. Give it to me. Thank you, Garrick. But if you've empty pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. I love this show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
Thank you, Garrick. Genesee!
Yes.
We have a captain's order, my friend. We have some captain's order, guys. Tell your friends and family to please join our motherfucking Discord. Join our Discord. Come in, hang out with us. We do lots of announcements on there. We have lots of time that we hang out with people. We sometimes do random watch-alongs of things like Moon Knight on a random fucking Thursday night for no goddamn reason. You know, we hang out in there a lot.
3 a.m. Uno, you got it.
Goddamn, we have that for you. That's in there. We hang out with you guys in there. Reed, what's happening? Reed had to go. Okay, I didn't realize that. Greg, what's happening? Good morning. You guys are watching the show.
Good Reed. Have a good day.
All these lovely people are a part of our Discord. You can come in, you can hang out with everybody, be a part of the fish family. You know what I mean? That's what we need. That's what we need right now. Genesee, can you tell the people at home what we have next?
I absolutely can.
I absolutely can.
We have the Helm.
Let's go.
Why do we squawk?
Because it makes a squawking sound.
Okay.
The transition sounds, they squawk.
And so there was an episode that it was just me and Garrick, and it was like it was a last minute cancel, and it was me and Garrick, so we were fuck it. Devin's not here. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And unfortunately, it was also a day that none of the audio was set up because Wavelength didn't update. And so none of the audio was put in correctly. And so none of the audio was pushing, none of my computer audio was pushing into people besides our microphones. And so I had to
make them ourselves. We made our own sound effects. We just decided
to make the sounds of each splash screen with our mouths. So I was like, bing, bing, one of the hardest laughs we've ever had in our fucking lives. Genesee, tell the people our first couple of stories.
I would love to, as long as I don't have to squawk. Bruce Willis stepping away from acting amid health issues. Family announces. Oh, that was I read that wrong. From Tom Tapp at Deadline. Chief among those is aphasia, a condition that, according to the Mayo Clinic, that robs you of the ability to communicate. It can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. It is often caused by a stroke or head injury. Willis has had about a half dozen projects either completed or in post, but not yet released, including Paradise City, which reteams him with the Pulp Fiction co-star John Travolta for the first time in nearly 3 decades.
Damn, dog. We about to lose Bruce Willis if you don't take care of himself, man.
I'm so sad to see him stepping away from acting. It does kind of make me at least a little bit happy that he's got about a half dozen projects that we'll probably still get to see in some form because they'll get released because they're in post. But at the same time, he's getting up there in years, and I want him to live a long life because I love Bruce Willis. Yep. And we will always have Die Hard.
Well, and I think there's the part about this too that's interesting is this totally explains why he's been doing so many low budget Netflix style movies. Because he hasn't really been in a lot of AAA movies lately. He's been mostly in B movies, and a lot of that is explained by this. I wonder if he's been
dealing with this for years then, maybe, and now it's just getting to the point where it's catching up with him, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, because I would like trust me, I would love to see him in some like big AAA movies again, but it's like I can see a situation where he's like, well, I don't have the energy or the I'm not in a medical state in order for me to be able like to be on a AAA movie set for 9 hours a day to 12 hours a day to even 14 hours a day. Like, it's yeah. Griff says the article I read was he was diagnosed nearly 10 years ago. So like that actually that perfectly makes sense. So like,
yep.
It's yeah. I mean, like it sucks. I don't want to lose Bruce Willis because I love him. I love the parts that he plays, and like
literally one of the greatest action stars ever.
I mean, like Unbreakable is easily to this day still one of the best superhero origin movies ever.
It's so good.
It's so good. Fucking good. Like he makes good stuff, dude. Like I'm still waiting for that Fifth Element sequel. You know what I'm saying? I need that Fifth Element sequel. You know what I mean? That's what I want in my life. That's it. Genesee, are you a Bruce Willis fan?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We love the Bruce Willis
here, right? Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is sad when actors need to take a step back or decide to take a step back from acting. At the end of the day, I am all for people taking care of their health and for people doing what's best for them. You know, so I'm actually really, really glad that he is taking some time to take care of himself and be with his family and focus on his health, because that's really rough.
Hey, we're rooting for you, Bruce. I know you watch the show just like our
biggest fan,
Corey Barlog, and some many others. We know you're in there in chat, Bruce Willis. We're rooting for you.
We love you,
and we're also rooting for some other cool stuff here too. Genesee, tell the people what we're rooting for in our next story.
We are rooting for Obi-Wan Kenobi will premiere with 2 episodes on one day.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's fucking go.
Joe Scrabbles at IGN. Sorry, Joe, I probably butchered your last name.
No, Joe Scrabbles. Joe Scrabbles. That is correct.
Good for us. Hi, Joe.
Good for you.
Announced in a message from star Ewan McGregor, episodes 1 and 2 will now be released on Friday, May 27th, rather than the original May 25th date. While the show will debut on a Friday, all subsequent episodes will be added on Wednesdays. Let's go!
Let's fucking go. 2 episodes. 2 more days for 2 extra. Oh my god. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so
excited. This is like okay. Ewan McGregor single-handedly carried the prequels on his back.
He really did. He really did.
So like him finally getting the piece of solo content he deserves. Like his character deserves this. Like I'm so excited to see his Obi-Wan come back again.
I had to spit out my gum. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Dude, this is gonna be such a fucking good show. It's gonna be such a good show. Genesee, you might need to hurry and watch Mandalorian. You know what I mean? You might need to hurry and finish Mandalorian. Like,
please.
Like we love you, but like we need you to kind of like get it the fuck together. You know?
Like so close, dude. I'm pretty sure I'm in season 2. I'm so close.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a goddamn miracle I haven't seen spoilers for the end of season 2, because I remember when everybody was losing their shit at the end of season 2, and I still don't know what happens. And I do that consistently with many shows, and I don't know how it happens because I don't live under a rock. I'm on the internet, and I don't know what happened, and I'm really proud of myself.
That's fair.
It doesn't excuse you from not watching it. Get on that, okay?
I will watch it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry.
You'll get there, Genesee. It's okay. Let's see.
Don't be
Griff
sorry.
says,
just be better.
as what Kratos said, boy. Griff, the fact that they are not releasing on May the 4th saddens me to my nerd core. If it helps any, Griff, apparently this is landing on some kind of like 20th anniversary, I think it was. And that's why they're kind of like picking that specific day to kind of do it. It is some kind of anniversary. I just can't remember which one it is. Saint says, is season 2 worth watching? Abso-fucking-lutely.
God, yeah,
A Mandalorian?
So
good fucking God, it's so good. Oh man. Genesee's committing a crime not watching season 2, and Saint, if you have not either, you're committing the same crime. We're handing out tickets today.
Y'all.
We're handing out citations, okay? Good Kraken tickets. Just slap that right into your mail. You know what I'm saying? God damn, Griff, that question hurt me. I know, right?
To the core.
God damn.
Like,
God damn.
You and me saying we're gonna have to get on our shit, I guess.
We are gonna have to get on our shit. There's some other shit we're gonna have to get on top of too. Garrick, tell the people our next story.
Happy to do so. Xbox Game Pass is reportedly getting a family plan. This is coming from Tom Warren at The Verge. Windows Central reports that Microsoft has been contemplating a family plan for Xbox Game Pass for quite some time, and that the company is now in the position to announce one in the near future. Air quotes. The family plan option will reportedly provide access to Xbox Game Pass for 5 players. Jesus. And will be priced cheaper than the cost for separate accounts. Microsoft will reportedly integrate its family account system, which is what the company also uses for its Microsoft 365 family subscriptions.
So I'm very excited for this because we're almost at a point where we can potentially, as good Kraken, just start paying for all of our Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, well, we can just have a good Kraken company account.
Xbox Game Pass family account. Like,
yeah.
I think that's fucking rad. That makes me really excited. Also, too, dude, I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to our recent PlayStation Did What episode 104 of the Good Kraken podcast. Me and Devin went off about how this new PlayStation tiered PlayStation Plus ordeal is just bonkers in comparison to Game Pass. But who would have fucking thought Game Pass would get even better?
I'm gonna step it up again, dude. I saw the announcement from IGN about like their tiers and what it included, and I was just like, I literally cannot fucking believe that Sony had the goddamn audacity to charge $18 a month for backwards compatibility. Like, what the fuck?
Like if you guys haven't listened to that episode yet, please go listen to that. Just wait until after this episode. Today, watch it after. Listen to it after. But you go back and listen. We talk a little bit about the comparison between PlayStation and Game Pass and how Game Pass just continues just over and over and just deliver consumer-friendly decisions. And this is just a fucking another one of them. I mean, they looked at Nintendo Switch and their family plan for Switch Online, and fucking they said, fuck it, we can do that too, I guess. Like,
yeah, dude, right? They're like, why not? Dude, I love that. Like, I love Microsoft's willingness to adapt, just like other people's. Like, they're willing to recognize when other business models work, and they're like, I like what you did there. We're gonna work on maybe doing something the same thing. But they're not doing it they're not doing it to try to like compete. They just genuinely like the idea, and they're like, our consumers would enjoy this as well, so let's make it work.
Oh, Griffin Chat says PlayStation makes Xbox look good by just being so shit.
Dude, the thing is like their exclusive games are lovely, but like when it comes, they're not making. I don't like Sony's business decisions.
God, dude, those decisions are just fucking awful, man. But there is some stuff that's not awful, Garrick.
Yeah, a pretty rad business decision actually is the fact that you can watch the Halo TV series first episode for free. And this is coming from Anna Diaz at Polygon. The long-awaited Halo television series premiered last month on Paramount Plus, and now interested parties in the U.S. can check out the first episode for free. There's no trial or anything needed. All you have to do is go to Paramount Plus website or YouTube channel, or click the video that's in the article. I don't know why you didn't clip that, Ernell, you dingus. And to watch the first episode of Halo. It's that easy.
It is that easy. You guys owe Surreal a hydrate. Hydrate hose. I'm out of water. Surreal. There you go. Okay, they're perfect. Secondly, my editorializing very last minute, because I didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning, is not necessarily outstanding these days.
I'm just out here in the zone reading it. I'm just like, God damn it, I have to.
Secondly, or thirdly, actually, this is fucking rad, right? Yeah,
I mean, I have Paramount Plus. I just haven't gotten around to checking this out. But I mean, like, I feel like that's like a good reason to kind of check out Paramount Plus right now, because like their catalog's not the biggest and the best, but they do, like, Halo fans are kind of weird about the new Halo like Silver Canon. But I've heard that if you like don't have a lot of like background information on the Halo franchise, that TV series is like phenomenal. So I'm kind of excited to watch it because I don't know shit about Halo except for like the basic stuff.
Well, I mean, Saint can attest for this. The same night that we did our little Moon Knight watch along, afterwards, Devin just pulled up Halo for us, and so we watched the first episode of the Halo series. It's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. It slaps a little bit more of sci-fi original TV show than I would personally prefer it to be.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's kind of a modern day, like, you know, sci-fi original style production. And like it's cool for what it is, and they do it well. They very much own it. I'm interested. I need to see more of the show. I can't do it just based off one episode. The storytelling is brilliant. They did a really, really good job on the storytelling. So there's just the production of it itself. I kind of wish it went a different direction. But there's some stuff that they do fucking incredible. Like some of the CG is actually, honestly, like way higher budget than I kind of assumed that they fucking would be, to be completely frank. But I need to see more before I can really make a basis on it. Griff says the Halo TV series is heavily influenced by the extended lore, mainly in the books. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing too. Surreal says, yes, as a non-Halo playing though, I like it. Okay, there you go. Surreal likes it too. Second episode did come out, didn't it? Yeah, okay. I gotta watch the second episode.
I think we're only 2 in, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, moving on, guys. Sony has reportedly laid off 90 employees amid the shift away from retail. This comes from Rebecca Valentine over at IGN. According to a report by Axios, Sony is shutting down its quote-unquote merchandiser team in the U.S., a group that included individuals whose job it was to connect with retail store staff and prepare them to sell PlayStation products. Other retail marketing jobs are also impacted by the layoffs. Leadership reportedly explained the cuts as a part of a quote-unquote global transformation of Sony's sales and business operations. This suggests a move away from focusing on retail stores in favor of direct-to-consumer marketing, especially as digital sales of games continue to grow and thrive. Sony has yet to comment on the layoffs. Genesee, I'm gonna
see previous comment about Sony's shitty business decisions.
Genesee, I'm gonna come to you here, okay? Because this is a little less about video games, a little more about, like, you know, business structure.
Right.
As we know, the PlayStation 5 has been virtually fucking impossible for people to get their hands on for the past 2 years it's been out.
2 years, dude.
It's gotten better. A little bit. It's gotten a little bit easier to get PS5s. But most of the problem has been online sales being virtually impossible to get PS5s into people's hands because resellers get their hands on it, bots get their hands on them. Griff, wait, PS5 has released? Yeah, I know, right? Obviously, this is we're thinking of the future ass move, but was this a smart one, Genesee? What do you think?
I mean,
the size says it all.
I don't think so. I have issues with layoffs, as I think many people do. I particularly have issues with huge companies like Sony, who have their hands in so many pots, and like I don't want to know how much a Sony upper management makes, and yet they're laying off people. I mean, there's so many different structures you can do versus layoffs. Like, what does a layoff give you, Sony? What does a layoff give you that some other structure couldn't? Because I think that there are better decisions that you could be making.
Well, they couldn't like move these employees to a different position. Like they couldn't move like transfer these people into a different department in the company doing something that can still put their skills to use. I'm fucking shocked that they made this choice to just completely liquidate this department of their marketing team. Like,
yeah, and I mean, and it makes it like, especially because like they're closing down that department. It sounds like, and like this isn't even mentioned. Like this is just a flat out layoff. Like it's just like this isn't talk about like severance packages or anything like that for like those employees that are like losing their positions, which is like kind of a big deal. Like when your entire job is being liquidated,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough, dude. Like Griff says in chat, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Not every rules has transferable skills. You're 100% right, Griff. But like merchandising
can be marketing. That's got a lot of homes, especially in some place. You can easily switch a physical marketing team to a digital marketing team.
Easily.
Very easily.
Very, very fucking easily. I think what it looks like here is that they already had a digital marketing team and they didn't want to pay the extra amount of money to have twice the size of a digital marketing team, which is absurd to think about because you would think if they're trying to double down on digital marketing that they would double the team of their digital marketing. Like you would fucking think, right? Like I don't know. It's like Sony is being Sony here. Like
Sony's being Sony.
This has always kind of been
the
a business mentality. Like they've always been like this. Like, and it's just, we're just getting to see more of it now that like this stuff is published on the regular.
I mean, I'm interested, excuse me, to see like where this leads to things, like as far as the straying away from brick and mortar. Like it begs the question of like, does this mean like they're getting ready to just dump PS5s into the market? Are they getting ready to dump things into online like storefronts? Like, because Xbox just did, the Xbox Series X just did a mass fucking restock across the entire country. I'm wondering if PlayStation finally gave themselves some leverage to kind of maybe do the same. And so it's gonna be interesting to see. That's for damn sure.
That Xbox stock is actually like it's still holding too. It hasn't completely sold out yet everywhere.
Yep.
We're finally at a place in the Xbox Series XS has like its release cycle that like it is starting to have stable stock in not just the Series S but also the Series X.
Yeah.
So
and Satan chat, I've seen PS5s online priced at $1,000 from scalpers. Yeah,
it's unreal.
Pretty consistent to see. And like I'll tell you people right now, don't you fucking do it. Don't bite on these fucking scalpers. What I did to get mine, I found someone on OfferUp the week after Christmas. And it was like, there has to be someone that got gifted a PS5 that doesn't actually play video games, right? So they're going to want to try to sell it. So I found someone who was selling a PS5 that they were gifted for Christmas, and they just don't play video games. Someone gifted it to them. They're like, oh, I'm not going to fucking use it. I'll get the money out of it. So they sold it to me for $550. So for an extra $50, I cut out all the middleman.
That's reasonable.
And it was completely unopened, and there you go. So you just gotta dig a little bit. You gotta dig a little bit. And like, it sucks that we're in the state that we have to do that. You can't just go to a fucking website and like buy the thing that you fucking want. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't so, but like that's sometimes you unfortunately have to fucking do it, dude. And it bums me out too. Like I have a friend, Hayden, shout out to you, dog. My homeboy got his PS5 for $10. Because of the online Walmart glitch that happened the week of release. There was a massive glitch that like accidentally price changed everything on the website, and then they never changed it back until after processings have already happened. So he got his PS5 hard edition, like the base PS5 for $10. Like he showed me the receipt and everything. I was like, you motherfucker.
That is yeah, dude.
What the fuck? God damn it. Saint says, to put the Series consoles restock in perspective, my college town Best Buy has Series X's in stock in store. God damn. Griff says, damn, he got rid of Fact Chick on Discord. God damn it. So now people want to fucking use it.
You guys, we tried to get you guys to use it, but you either didn't use it or you used it for meme bullshit, so we got rid of it.
That's fine. You guys can put it in chat. Griff, whatever you have, you can drop it in chat for us. We'll read it off here. That's totally fine. In the meantime, let's kind of move into our last story here. Griff says those 90 rules were PlayStation reps that went into stores, not exactly marketing. Yeah, because okay, so kind of let me explain it this way. So they're called what is called in-store brick and mortar marketing and franchising. So these are people in retail. There's stores like Tilly's, for example, right? Tilly's sells things like Hurley, okay, like the Hurley brand. In stores like Tilly's, and I'm only saying this because I used to manage like retail stores, right? In stores like Tilly's, every once in a while, a representative from the brand Hurley will come into the store and they will check to make sure that their products are being displayed properly, are not damaged, are being sold correctly, so on and so forth. These people are the ones that were going into brick and mortar stores and making sure that the PlayStation is being marketed correctly.
I did that for Vans. I did stock and merchandising like that for Vans.
Exactly. So the beauty of that is most definitely a transferable skill. They can do that by simply going into online markets, going into online storefronts. Unfortunately, like no matter which way you hash it, unfortunately, I just can't see an excuse. If it was something that was like, oh, they are like online, like, I don't know, data input, then I could be like, okay, sure, there's like 1,000 different positions they could fill for like data input, right? Like that's totally fucking easy. There's tons of people that want to do that. But for something like this, I don't know, man. They could have padded. They could have padded that. Griff, y'all were normally always right.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Guys,
we're garbage.
E3 2022 is canceled. This comes from Ari Nadas over at Kotaku, and they say this. The news, which was first reported by IGN, confirms that some observers anticipated would happen for 2022. Even organizers with the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, didn't plan on hosting an in-person event, citing health concerns from the then nascent Omicron variant back in January, though the org's statement at the time never explicitly stated a digital event would happen this year. Quote, "We previously announced that E3 would not be held in person in 2022 due to the ongoing health risks surrounding COVID-19. Today, we announced that there will also be no digital E3 showcase in 2022, the ESA said today. Instead, we will devote all of our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer."
I'm calling some cappy shit on this one, dude. Major companies have been pulling out of being part of the E3 showcase since 2015. Like, this has been in decline. E3 is in decline. It has been in decline. Yeah. Like, COVID just made it all the way where... If it comes back next summer in a physical capacity, I will be genuinely surprised.
Genuinely fucking surprised.
I think E3's done. Because people haven't been feel like if you go to like the official IGN announcement that they made on Twitter, like everyone's just like good riddance. Like people aren't about like the way E3 has been conducting the last couple of years, physically and digitally. The showcases have been getting weaker. We haven't been getting strong like release trailers. It's been floundering. Like people are moving away from it. Like, and because we're getting other stuff like Nintendo showcases, Sony State of Plays, like the companies are starting to do their own digital showcases like quarterly, and then we've got the end of the year wrap like Games Awards and like Summer Games Con. Like there's just things that are taking E3's place.
Yeah. Well, and I think that started too when like I think it was Ubisoft. Ubisoft started doing their own event right across the street from E3. And from that point, PlayStation started doing their own digital event. And from that point forward, everybody else started kind of doing small, like, digital events. And from that point, it's just been downhill. Like, I think E3 is just at a point where they're starting to recognize, like, there's just no demand for us anymore. Which fucking sucks because as gamers... I'm sure, Garrick, you can attest for this too. We've wanted to go to an E3 for fucking years, right?
Never been to one, always wanted to go to one. I'm just hoping PAX East and West stay alive long enough for us to get to go.
Yeah, right. I mean, and PAX has been doing great because PAX is just kind of a different style of event, you know? Like E3 is like a bunch of announcements and stuff, but like PAX is like people go there and they actually demo games. Like they go there and they play stuff and they experience this thing. That's what E3 used to be. Though when E3 started becoming more focused on the conferences rather than the event as a whole, you can see where like those moves kind of like fell into place for, you know, what E3 is now to date. Griff says that E3 was to partner with Game Awards and might give it a second chance. I think that's I think that's a pretty fucking good idea, honestly.
So okay, but what does the Game Awards get out of that? Like from a business standpoint.
Here's my thought: is think of it this way, right? So we have the winter event, Game Awards, and then we could have E3 brought to you by the Game Awards in the summer. So we have two different Game Award events. You know, like because Game Awards is like it's a brand now. It's not just the single event. I mean, like we look at, you know, Jeff Keighley and like, you know, what he's got going on over there for the Game Awards every single year. Jeff Keighley's made it obvious that he's like one of the greatest fucking event planners on the goddamn planet.
For real, right?
I think he, like, if they just gave E3 to Jeff Keighley, he could fucking swing it. You know what I mean? Give that shit to him. I think you fucking pull it off, you know. I mean, it's disappointing, but we'll see. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to make it happen, but like maybe that's just a front. I guess I see your point, Garrick. You know, who fucking knows, dude? The pandemic's fucking ruined everything. The pandemic ruined everything.
Everything. It's there's just been such a big shift. And the thing is like E3 has always been like a pretty big, massive multi-day event. And if you look at like the way cons and stuff conduct themselves these days, they try to keep it a pretty tight one day, especially for these digital events, because the way that like people, just in a very general sense, consume content these days don't have the want nor time nor attention span to go through 3 days of E3 is a lot.
Dude, do you remember?
Like,
do you
that's
remember?
A lot.
Was it last year? It was the year before. They did the summer games fest.
The summer game, dude.
Dog.
That shit was a whole week.
Exhausting.
I
it wasn't a week. It was 3 months.
Computer screens, just hoping. Well, I mean, like you had like the big peak one at the end. A week of conferences, and like I remember coming home from work every day that summer and just like sitting in front of the screen. I was like hoping for a fucking gem of a release trailer every day. And then like 8 o'clock rolls around and I'm just like, another day of shit. Let's try again tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately. Griff also says, actually, Saint says small animal on screen, giving love to the baby. Griff says, I also don't think E3 can be entirely left to blame for its decline as well. I think it has gone hand in hand with AAA's decline. I don't think E3 is necessarily the only thing to be blamed. I think that there's just a lot of like
there's been a shift
that were there to juggle and a lot of things that were out of E3's hands that like kind of put the final nail in the coffin. I think E3 for years was kind of like shooting itself in the foot, and then when it kind of set them up in a position where when all things started burning, when the house started catching on fire, there was nothing they could do at that point. And so it was like it's kind of the same thing with the PlayStation ordeal, like versus Xbox when it comes to the release of the PS5 and the Xbox Series. Like the Xbox was prepared for things to go wrong, and Sony was not. And we can see that reflected in like what's happening now. And like that, even though like the pandemic isn't Sony's fault, it's still their fault for not being ready for that. You know what I mean? Like they weren't prepared for a release in the event that something happens. And sure, to be fair, it's not their fault. But how was Xbox more prepared than fucking PlayStation coming out of the last gen?
Way smoother.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. So yeah, no, I mean, like it's not necessarily E3's fault, but you know, we'll see. Saint, I could barely do a two day pass at a convention back when I used to go, dude. I can't believe any convention is longer than just one day, to be completely fair. Like,
I do 3 days. I do 3 days of
Genesee, have you gone to a con of any kind that's more than a day long?
I haven't gone to conventions like this yet, but we're going to D23 in September, which is going to be 3 days long, and I'm pumped. I know I'm going to be exhausted. Well, I haven't done a convention like this. I competed in the National Model United Nations Conference. I did it for 3 years running, and so that is like, oh god, it was like a 5-day thing that was like 7:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. and it was just a bunch of really large personalities fighting over imaginary world wars and shit. So
yeah.
I am familiar with like the kind of fatigue of like that kind of structure. But I feel like I got through that 3 years in a fucking row, and also did regionals. I can get through a 3-day convention, no problem. Because then there's like actually like benefit, and it actually makes sense, and there's fun shit, and there are famous people there, and cool trailers and info dropping, and I'm down for 3 days. Fuck it up. I mean, we were just talking before we started about how, I love me a good 6-minute, 10-minute song. So what is a 3-day convention? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sun up to sundown.
I fucking love you. I love you so much. And I love all of you people at home. We're going to kind of move into our next section here. But before we move into our next segment, I want to remind everybody that they can go join patreon.com/goodkrakenshow, where they can get episodes of our podcast early. They can get them ad-free. They can even write in to our show and ask us questions and bring in topics and stuff like that. But if they are listening to this right now, they unfortunately are not a part of our Patreon. So for now, take a listen to our sponsors.
This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. The world is changing, and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back into the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. Now, if you're like me and you spend a lot of time in your command center, whether it's streaming, editing, or designing, you need a quality mousepad that can keep up with that constant grind. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code KRAKEN for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, KRAKEN, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today.
Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for us content creators, and any of us here at GK can attest that sometimes you're just too damn tired to even think about how not to be tired any longer. Lucky for us, though, Rogue has figured out how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the globe. Check it. We have been drinking the ever-living crap out of this stuff. If I'll be completely honest with you, me, Devin, Garrick, Xander, Raven, Genesee, all of us here at GK absolutely adore this drink. It helps us in the mornings, helps us in the evenings. You guys know how it is. We've been going on about this forever, and it is no exception now. It's still taking care of us to this day. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off your purchase of any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you'd like. Now, back to the show. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. We're doing the thing. Oh my god. I forgot.
We're so cute.
I fucking forgot you guys are gonna do it. Garrick, you're muted. You're muted, Garrick.
I am not. Oh.
Yeah, Garrick is. Yeah, here we go. He's got to figure out his life here really quick.
Not only are we matching, but he did the Genesee thing and tried to talk while muted.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are.
We're just one person.
You're the exact same human being.
Me and Garrick, man. I'm sorry, dude. You're gonna have a really hard time with everything dealing with your computer now that you're me.
I also love that, like, in the midst of like getting ready to come back, I heard like. And I'm pretty sure it was like Garrett coming back to his desk to get himself like. But Garrick's now trying to figure out why we can't hear him. I think he's trying to sort this thing out.
Oh, he looks so
that's
angry.
Fine. That's fine. He'll sort it out here in a second.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, there you go. We're good,
what
baby.
The hell?
What's happening,
dude,
baby?
This Yeti Nano, dude. I don't know if it's just dying or like dying a slow death or what.
We got to start talking about getting it because it's you two. You're the last two. We need to start getting you guys these waves. We need to start getting you guys these waves next. That's the next step in the Good Kraken gig. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, Garrick, tell the people at home what we have next.
We have our headlining segment for today, the Gallows.
Go. Just like that, yeah. Guys, today for the Gallows, we're doing it. We're fucking doing it, guys. We are talking Morbius review. We watched it last night, and we're gonna be fucking talking about it. We got lots to fucking say for you guys. Morbius was released April 1st, 2022, directed by Daniel Espinosa with a budget of $75 million and a box office of $17.1 million so far. That is including Thursday night previews, in a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. Just to let you guys know too, our reviews are completely spoiler free. If you want spoilers, usually we save them for the post shows if we do them. So do not worry about it. If you do not want spoilers, it's totally fine. We're not going to fuck this up for you. Saint says, should I already be concerned that Morbius is in the Gallows section? No. We're just doing our review. It's okay. First off, the film was set to be released on July 31st, 2020 in the United States, but when the coronavirus pandemic began to affect the film industry, including attendance at movie theaters, the film's release was moved to March 19th, 2021. And then July 11th, 2021, and finally January 28th, 2022. Sony Pictures subsequently began moving their release date for 2020 films to 2021, including another film set in Sony Pictures' universe of Marvel characters, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, from its October 2nd, 2020 release date to June 25th, 2021. And then Spider-Man: No Way Home, another Marvel film associated with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was dated for release in the United States on July 16th, 2021 to November 5th, 2021, and again in December 17th, 2021. Jesus Christ, it's a lot of dates.
Yeah.
Saint says 2022 still sounds like a fake year.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, basically. And a little bit more info here. The character of Morbius can also be glimpsed in the bonus feature of Blade, the original Blade movie DVD, in a deleted ending. He is portrayed by director Stephen Norrington in a cameo appearance ahead of a larger role in a sequel. The character was cut from the first film and not introduced, in Blade 2 after Norrington chose not to return for that film. God damn, we could have got that.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking cool. Matt Smith was originally announced to play comic book character Lucius Crown / Hunger, but later changed to a significantly different character based on Morbius himself. After previously turning down other superhero film roles, Smith joined the film due to director Daniel Espinosa's involvement and encouragement from his Doctor Who castmate Karen Gillan, who portrays Nebula in the MCU. Espinosa encouraged Smith to give a bold and villainous performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it today. Genesee, what were your top-level thoughts of Morbius?
Okay, let's make sure I'm not muted. My top-level thoughts are that this was a Sonal... This was Sony.
This was a Sonal Marvel film. You're right.
It was a solo Marvel. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Oh my god. This was a Sony Marvel movie all the way, and it should definitely be viewed as such. Did I love it?
It was incredible. What are you talking about? It's an incredible movie.
It's my favorite movie. It definitely has good elements to it. It also has lots of areas for improvement, but Sony just doesn't improve. I think that's where I'm at with everything, because I just keep showing up to Sony movies and Sony keeps being Sony, and I can't even say I'm disappointed at this time. I feel like a parent whose parent comes home and they're like, I can't even expect better of you at this point. And that's how I feel. I'm Sony's disappointed parent. Yeah. Those are my top level.
That's fair. It's funny because we were going to do like an entire like like, no, this is the greatest movie of the year thing
I'm
for
still
Devin.
ready. I'm still
But
ready to pull up.
I think no. I mean, it's too late now. Devin's gonna be listening. He's gonna be listening at this point.
Well, you know what? You started with
But I
top level
think-
thoughts, and I wasn't gonna lie to the people about my top level
Well,
thoughts.
what I was gonna say is I feel like we have such strong feelings about this movie that it would be impossible for us to actually try to pull that off without just
I
cracking
could
anyway.
do
So,
it.
like,
I was
honestly,
ready. I still think we should give us our 4 minutes of fame. You know
Garrett,
what?
what are your top level thoughts of Morbius? Yeah,
Dude,
that's
the thing
it.
is, it's
yeah.
like that kind of does encompass like the whole film. I really hate that it does, but like top level thoughts, I didn't hate it. It is the critical reception of this film was intensely harsh. Does it deserve a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes? It does not. Does it deserve an 80% or higher? Probably not. But the thing is like there are things to enjoy about this movie. I liked it from like the vampirical lore standpoint. I thought it was really neat. Like, I hate that this is like my favorite part. This is like the crowning thing that I liked most about it. The visual effects in this movie really I enjoyed. Specifically, the way they chose to visualize Michael Morbius's powers, because a lot of it's like sound based. And I like the way that they chose to represent it visually with like the smoky stuff. I also really liked the hero villain design of Morbius's vampiric form and Matt Smith's vampiric form. Mostly because Morbius is like almost dead ass comic book. Like they did a really good job capturing that. It doesn't look like MCU Marvel CGI. It looks like Sony Marvel CGI. It looks like it would mesh with the Venom universe, not with what we've seen from current day MCU by any means. But that being said, this was like it was a pretty flat, humorless story, and not for a lack of trying. I wish they would have just removed the humor element from this title and just leaned into the gritty bits. But like This is a film without exposition. It is 144 minutes of like to point to point to point to point to point. Like there's no subplot in this film at all, and there are tertiary characters, but this film really only has 2 characters, and that's something that really bugged me. It's got 2 characters.
Yeah,
it's got Michael Morbius and Matt Smith's character Milo, and I wish they would have just kept him Hunger, Luxious Crown. Because that was comic book and they decided to do their own thing. But like when the cast like didn't matter. Like the tertiary cast didn't matter. It is a Jared Leto, Matt Smith movie. That being pro, it has Matt Smith. I will say I do love Matt Smith. But
Love Matt Smith.
But like I don't know, that's my top level thoughts. Like it just there were some cool things, but it needed work. It needed work.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't necessarily hate this movie because it does some stuff that's kind of cool. It does a couple cool things. But for every cool thing it does, it has 2 fucking terrible fucking just sins to follow along suit with it. It's like this movie I like it more than Venom 2. And I think that's the part where I struggle with this, where it's like I do like this movie more than I liked Let There Be Carnage. But the things that I hate about this movie, I hate more than the things I hated in Let There Be Carnage. And that's kind of like the balls I'm juggling there, because like my biggest problem that I have with this movie, actually I'll get into it in a second. Morbius has a lot of things that it suffers from, mainly due to the fact of just like it just feels continuous in the Sony superhero universe of just lazy writing. Like this movie is just so 2-dimensional and just feels lazy and tired. And for all the cool, like little cool things that this movie does, it's disappointing to see that like there could have been a good movie here. There could have been a fucking good movie, like
you
a decent movie.
You can see it,
like,
right? You can see it in the frame of the framework of the film. You're just like, this shit could have been dope, and you guys chose not to lean into it and leaned into all the weirdest shit.
Just the weirdest fucking shit, dude.
Best kiss of the year. Best kiss of the year.
Best kiss of the year, and we're not gonna spoil that for you guys at home, but that lead up was just mwah.
Dude, the most immediately jarring thing in that film. Can we talk about that weird fisheye transition they did at the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was they only did it one time.
You mean the weird 80s synthwave like lyric video intro?
Yeah, where it started out like a black circle and just got bigger, and like it was so out of place. I literally couldn't help but notice that. I'm just like, am I watching a fucking
literally
James
it was the
Bond
first
film?
it was the first thing I said to Genesee. It was like, what the fuck is up with this? Like I was like,
Dude,
we watching Blade Runner? What is
this? I saw it by myself, and I said out loud. Even I was just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Also, like Naomi leaned over to me, and God bless Naomi for coming to all of these movies with us because she has no idea what's happening at
Bless
any
her
point.
heart, dude. Bless
Most
her
of the
heart.
time, she doesn't even know what movie we're seeing. We showed up, and the first thing she said was like, "Oh my gosh, is this movie bisexual?" Because the colors of that 80s intro were pink, blue, and purple for no reason.
For no reason. For no
I
fucking
didn't
reason.
get that at all. Like, I didn't understand the transition into the Morbius like title card. Like, I was just like, what were you going for there?
It didn't make sense. And then
I
the
don't
movie
understand.
starts, and fucking Jared Leto's on the screen, and Naomi's like, "No, not the Jared Leto movie."
Well, now, and funny enough, it's like, who would have thought that such an intro would be such a good, just foreshadowing of the experience we were about to have
Representation of what you're
afterwards,
gonna
right?
see,
Like,
dude.
Saint asked from 1 to 10, how weird is Jared Leto? What I will say is, I can't give it a number, but what I can say is he spends the entire time talking like this.
He simultaneously overacts and underacts
I can't
scene.
believe it was
Yeah.
fucking possible, dude. Anyways, I can't be too harsh on the movie. It does have some space to go fuck itself. But there is some stuff in this film that they do that is a lot of fun. There is some fun stuff, and all the fun stuff that they try to do is not fun, and the stuff that they like actually lean in a certain direction is the fun stuff. When it actually is like an adventurous like anti-villain story, it is fun, and it does some like cool stuff with those things. But if I have to like continue counting fucking characters like that just aren't necessary in this fucking movie that's kept showing up, I'm like, why do we care about? We don't fucking care about you. Why are you here? I don't understand it. And then the last thing I will add on to this for top level thoughts, if I have to see another fucking superhero movie where the hero of the story is just facing a different version of themselves, I'm gonna fucking shit in my hand and throw it at the screen. I am so over at this point. Like that's the worst thing in the MCU that they do, and I fucking hate every single time that they do it. I'm over it now, and
It's always the origin story too. Like,
always
save
the
that
origin
shit
story.
for down the road.
like I don't need another superhero fighting themselves. We get it. It's the crux of your powers. Like you could have been evil. Oh no, ooh, fuck. Like shut the fuck up, dude.
I have some thoughts on like that actually that I kind of enjoyed with the two characters, believe it or not. Even though like it was kind of cliche, there were some little things that like in the portrayal of their each vampiric selves that I did kind of enjoy. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I mean like physically, yeah. Physically, I feel like their character design had some stuff in it that was really cool. But just let's open it up. Let's
core piece for that. Yeah, I get it. Overdone as fuck.
Let's open things up here, okay? I feel like we have some space to talk about. We're still going to do spoiler free, but we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about a couple of things here. The thing I want to start out with, my biggest sin I think this movie commits, okay, are the two FBI agents that are the most un-FBI agents
the most
on the
awful,
fucking planet. The
awful.
side characters in this have no right being in this fight. They're pointless. Like Garrick said, they're absolutely fucking pointless. This movie has two characters. Every other character in this movie could have been written out completely,
Shit was a plot device.
and everything else would have been just fucking fine. It still would have been just fucking fine. Like, I cannot fucking believe that they put this movie full of just like B-level ass fucking characters that they tried to make us give a fuck about and failed for an entire hour and 44 minutes. And honestly, the runtime of this movie is the best part about this movie.
What's so frustrating too? Oh, go ahead, Genesee.
It still felt so long.
It felt like 2 hours and 15 minutes at least.
I almost fell asleep. I shit you
so
not. I almost fell asleep.
Yeah, there's like at 144 minutes, like an hour 44 minutes, and you're just like, and still there's a couple of points in the film where you're just like, am I fucking missing something here? Like it needed some exposition.
Or something, and then it ended so abruptly. Like all of it was like none of it made sense, and like we sat through over 3 hours of No Way Home, and this 1 hour and 44 minute movie felt longer than No Way Home.
Yeah. It's just insane to think about it, dude. Like, and Garrett, to follow up with what you were saying, the exposition of this movie, there was exposition, but it was this thing happens, so this thing happens.
Yeah,
and
it was
this
just,
thing
it
happens.
was so plot devicey. Like everything literally just pushed you towards like the final battle, which like ended,
which was
the way it did.
Most fucking lame final battle I think we've had since the Incredible Hulk. Like,
it was the worst, and it was like, I think particularly because this is an origin story movie, it is essential in an origin story movie that you understand the origin of the character. And I still don't fully understand the origin of the character. First of all, how they set it up in the beginning, they very sloppily set up like his true origin of like who he is as a human being. That was so sloppily done. It was honestly like disrespectful to the people watching it. And then we're sitting here, I still don't fully understand Morbius's power, because to me, it's like, yes, okay, I get it. He's a vampire. But to me, there didn't seem like a limit to his power. I mean, and he was just doing so many things. I don't understand how they were doing them. You can see in the trailer that he's like flying and he's using like sonic stuff, but they never explain that. And there should be limits to that. There should be limits to the sonic capability and to the things he can do.
That's the second biggest sin that this fucking movie commits, is that like he like there's zero stakes in this movie. There's not a single second of this fucking movie that I believe that Morbius was in danger at all. Period.
Oh, no.
Matt Smith's vampire was stronger than Morbius. No, there's not a second that I fucking believe that. And he was
never a threat to him.
Movies have to have stakes. I just don't understand what they thought the stakes were in this. He literally was only, the entire plot of the story was like, he could potentially hurt people, and so I have to stop him. And we're like, cool,
okay,
like great,
yeah.
So go do that, like, and then
it was just such a personal struggle. It was such a personal struggle of an origin story, but it didn't get deep enough into the personal struggle, because like you can tell that like, okay. Do you want to know what you should do, everybody? If you have a PlayStation, if you have any gaming console, and you want to, if you want Morbius the experience but better, go play the game Vampire, okay? Because it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like they just, I can't. There's zero reason at all to believe that like Morbius has any reason to be doing half the things that he's doing with the abilities that he has. Like his sonic hearing thing rivals Superman. Like you're telling me like in this movie he's hearing things, and he can isolate an entire city's worth of audio to one thing that I can't believe that they made him as OP in this movie to give us such a not OP fucking story.
So like one of the things that bugged me the most, and like there was a scene where he was like listening in for like a particular character's voice.
Yes.
And then like he heard her, and I'm like literally sitting there, I'm like, how fucking far away is she? like
is she like the next block like, down, or like
you had no scope of like where they were, like the characters were in relationship to each other in the city, and you're just like, you just isolated, you've had your powers for like a week, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even that. I mean, it's been probably within the span of a few days, if not a day or two, because
Yeah.
Because he was in his lab
Yeah.
overnight.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because of the artificial blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like it's just
and we had a pretty clear timeline. Yeah. And there was no limit. There was also it's not that I truly have a problem with there not being a limit, because I mean, Wanda, we're having a similar situation with her where she's finally expanding her powers.
Yeah, but she's fighting things that are as strong as she is, though.
Yes, and also she worked to get there. She worked to get there. It took her, she made mistakes, and that is essential in character development. Morbius was not developed as a character. He just plopped up. He just dropped from the sky.
Oh, here I am. Here's my thing. I have powers now. I guess I got to do something with them. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with them, but like he's got to do it.
Is like when it really comes to like the crux of Morbius's powers in the comics, and like this is what's so frustrating is like his hunger is supposed to be like a big deal. Like that is like it is supposed to be a true weakness for him. Like and they don't represent that very strongly. Like, dude, like if you're in control enough that you can get full words out, like the only time we really see him truly lose control of his powers is the initial time.
Yeah.
Right.
And like from there it's just like, and I get like you kind of see him use like the scientific method of approach to like learn how to use his abilities because he's a doctor, and like they do that part kind of well, but it still should have, like the time frame doesn't feel right for like how quickly he progressed, even using that scientific method.
Yeah. No,
like, he learned too much too fast.
There is a right way to do that, and I hate to say this because we all know how I feel about it, but Iron Man did it well. Iron Man did that.
Yes, that progression was beautiful.
With precision. And Morbius is just like, I mean, Morbius like has the ideas. I think it was Ernell, like you got it spot on. Like it had the like bullet points of what could make a good movie. And then it went into its outline and it failed. Like, don't turn this into your teacher, Sony. This is terrible.
And it felt like they were like, okay, so we need this happen, this to happen, this to happen, this to happen. Now, how are we going to get there? And they were like, oh, well, we could just throw this to get from point A to point B. And then to get from point B to point C, we could just kind of like do this thing. And then I connect A to C, and then C connecting to D. We can just throw this guy in there, and then he'll do this instead. And like it had no fucking heart. There was no soul in this movie. It feels
like they literally took the storyboard of the film and directly translated it to camera. Like there's no like it lacks even the parts that like it sucks because like, and I know like people didn't like really necessarily like the CGI, but the red ball scene with the smoke and how like everything that shit was cool. I loved it,
dude.
Like I really liked it. See, but like I also I see music that I like, so that's like like a sound thing. Like I'm the person like I see shapes when I listen to music, so I appreciated that representation. And so I can't remember what it's called, but it's a thing. And but like, and so like I thought that was like a kind of a neat visualization of like an audio based ability, but like I can see where like you don't like, I can see where people didn't like that because there's no explanation to it. Like it didn't necessarily, you don't necessarily understand why it does that. It's just cool visual. It's just a cool visual representation of the power, but it's nothing beyond that.
And they do that smoky thing so frequently and with so many different like portions of his ability that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't like there's not just one thing or two things that it's clear that that's what that smoky thing represents. They're just like, oh, he's moving. Let's make smoke.
Well, and like they have like a couple little moments that kind of sort of just like insinuate it, but like they never really have like a scene where like that thing pays off well. And so it's like there's one scene specifically where it kind of like just insinuates that you're supposed to just kind of assume, oh, okay, so that's what's going on. But like they hardly have any sort of real explanation for anything besides like the echolocation. But they use the echolocation so much for the rest of the fucking movie. I was tired of seeing it. I was tired of like, it could have been so cool for them to use it for like a couple little bits that were important, but they used it for such bullshit things. Like the whole fucking second lab. I don't want to say too much, but the second lab that he like goes to. And I was like, so they set up the echolocation for you to use to do that. Like that's what we've boiled this down to. And like all of his powers, like the whole like tunnel scene, which we've seen in the trailers, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking tunnel scene was just the most ridiculous thing on the fucking planet to me. Because I was like, you're telling me it just came to you. It just dawned on you. Hey, I could do this.
So, the rooftop scene with the FBI agents.
Yep.
The way that got represented on screen, did anybody else think for a half fucking second that it was the FBI agent dude that had powers?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I really did, because you saw like this gust of wind and then he like almost falls off and then he's like there with a gun and he's like enough, and I'm like, does he gonna be like a thing? And then and then you're just like, oh, that's how they introduced the flight mechanic.
That's how they're trying to explain it. Like, God, and that's the same thing with every other power that he comes across, that he learns in the process of this origin story. He just kind of like stumbles into something and they hint at it for maybe 4 seconds, except for the echolocation. And then the echolocation thing is just so over egregious. I was like, I don't care. Like, it was cool for the first 2 times, and now I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Now I don't give a fuck about this because you guys have used
it's
it
not special.
18 fucking times this movie already. I don't care about this. I'm just staring at the mushroom that's inside of his ear at this point. I don't care about this anymore. Like the cool thing with his eyes, don't give a fuck.
You're just
don't give a fuck now.
The eyes, they're because they did it so much, and you're just like, okay, we get it. That's a thing that he can do, but just start they didn't start to do the thing where they naturally adapt the powers. Where it's just rather than having a big focus moment every time they use the ability. I'm sorry, every time Iron Man fires off a repulsor blast, I don't need a close shot of that. Only the first time it gets used to do. From then on, it's just insinuate. We know that they have that capability.
Yes,
I don't need a scene for it every time it is enacted.
Every single time. It's just there's just, God, man, there's so many things in here that that they tried to fucking do right. They tried to fucking do it right. Saint, why is there a mushroom in his head? It's not in his head. It's when I'll tell you guys this. When he's using the echolocation thing, the shape of his ear, the conch of his ear, changes into this weird like bat ear texture thing. It looks like
a mushroom.
Yeah, and it looks like the inside of a mushroom cap, and it just it gets so
of a mushroom head.
Yeah, it just looked so uncanny and sure, fine, it was a cool effect. But after the 5th time they did it, they show this close-up zoom shot of his eyes turning the thing, and it shows his ear, and then you hear all the audio effects and stuff. I was like, cool, I'm fucking over it. I'm over it. God damn it. Stop, dude. I would have much rather preferred that they cut half the echolocation moments and replace them with flying scenes, for all I fucking care.
Even just
cut the movie.
The parkour scenes, I see in, again, Genesee doesn't like it, but I did. The parkour scenes where the smoke effect where was affected by his attire. Again, really cool. It's purposeless. They don't describe it well enough for you to really truly enjoy it. But it looks neat. The jumpsuit thing, the orange jumpsuit, super cool. The purple that we get,
contrast.
and he's I liked the representation. Cool. It's just they didn't take enough time to explain why you should care about that stuff and it's for you to just be okay, why is he is he smoky because he's got bat-like abilities like Dracula Untold, where he's disassembling and reassembling, or is he just really fat? They don't truly explain to you the function of his physical powers.
They don't, and I still don't understand what they were trying to tell me.
So it was what it was is that his hearing is so active that he's constantly hearing the flow of sound and wind when he's moving. So it wasn't technically like we're seeing it as the audience, but it's not actually present. So the entire final battle where it's just CG bullshit, none of that was actually physically appearing for other people. The
smoke's not there. That's just how he perceives it, which is why I thought it was cool.
Because they're cutting through sound so quickly.
That's so confusing because then they also use it as a tool to show him moving through stuff.
Which is exactly why you hated it. That's exactly why you hated it. And so like it's God, dude, they don't explain any of that.
Exactly. Like you're like it's cool, but they don't give you the context of like why it looks that way. Like it like if they would have just had like just a couple of throwaway lines to like explain that like he's got a visual representation of the sound that he's now hearing. Yeah. Like from his perspective, it would have made it way cooler.
Way fucking cooler.
Way cooler.
And to be clear, I did enjoy it. I did like it. I have the same grievances with it that Garrick does. Now to kind of close things out here, Griff, I have heard that it also just kind of ends without giving anything away. Is that a fair criticism? It does kind of just end. Like they have the final battle, which every superhero movie fucking has. They have the big final third act, you know what I mean? And then after the third act happens, it just happens. Like the ending just happens, and they kind of use the ending to set up the post-credit scene, which is the fourth and final biggest fucking sin this movie could have possibly done. And we're not going to talk about it too much here. We'll talk about it in the post show here in a few minutes. If you guys want that, join us on patreon.com/Kraken show. You guys can hear our post show. The post credit scene of this fucking movie is the most disappointing part of all of this, because it does some shit that I am very fucking upset about, because this explains why they fucking made this movie. They made this movie because Blade. And that's it. That's the only reason they made this fucking movie, is to make Blade make some more fucking sense. And it bums me the fuck out that's why.
It bums me out too, but I'm at least in like I like to be the hopeful like person when it comes to this sort of stuff. I'm hoping, because see, if you guys notice the way that we've been reviewing this, it is almost like, the thing is, Jared Leto's acting it's kind of weird in this, but it's not bad. It's not inherently bad. He doesn't, but like the thing is like the character's obscure enough comically that you can kind of, he has that ability to like give his own taste on it. But like the villain side, like
sorry, I hate to interrupt. I forgot to put it in the trivia, but there was actually a little thing that explained that Jared Leto said, "Well, the personality of Morbius is so close to my own, I didn't have to do any method acting in this, because he felt like he was so close."
Listen, Jared.
Is what he said.
See, and he is a method actor, and like. Maybe that's why this role felt weird, is because he didn't do what he normally does.
Yeah, he was just himself. He was just himself the entire fucking movie.
So strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking weird ass dude. It's just
like, God,
man. Continue your thoughts though.
Like it was just like there was just so much structurally odd about the film that like the performances were almost inconsequential in a sense, because like it's just the fact that like Jared Leto acted his Morbius character with very little emoting. And then if you are a Matt Smith fan, that motherfucker doesn't know how to not emote. Mm-hmm. Like all the time. He is a very animated actor. I did like his portrayal as like as kind of like a fuckboy villain.
Oh yeah.
But once again, I'm a huge Matt Smith fan, so I'm a little biased here. But like it's just the characters, Morbius as a character is not. We can fix this if you.
We can fix this.
If we just really, really give Blade the opportunity to like absorb Morbius and turn it into something good.
Yeah.
But like Morbius on its own, whoo, I think it's time to do
Goddamn.
ratings.
Yeah, I think we gotta move on into this. Griff says Matt Smith is a fantastic actor, one of the best doctors too. Absolutely.
Big agree.
Yeah.
Honestly, Matt Smith and Dad Doctor, I can't remember the actor's name. They're the two best parts of this movie. Period.
Yeah.
Like they are because they're the two most seasoned like good actors in this fucking movie. And like like God, dude, Saint takes Morbius out of the movie. Morbius.
And would be better. Honestly, would be better. Give me just a villain origin story of goddamn Matt Smith's character. That would,
Yes.
and he did his little jig. I love that Matt Smith does this little
he
jig.
does, dude. Yeah, he does.
in
He did his
almost
dance.
everything he's in, and it makes sense every time for some reason, no matter who he's playing.
Can you guys
His jig makes sense.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but during that scene, was the song
He did
saying
it twice.
was the song saying I'm so sexy, or like it was saying something that was like gotta have sex or something like that, or like
I don't think it did it say sex.
the
I
song
wasn't
he was
listening to the
dancing
song.
to
I
in the
wasn't listening
room.
to the song. I was very much watching Matt Smith
Same.
dance his
Yes.
shirtless jig as he
Oh,
was
yes.
feeling his newfound
God
superpowered
damn,
body.
dude.
There's something like not even sexual but primal that comes out of me when Matt Smith does his little jig.
I can't stand it. I
get
can't
it.
stand it. Griff says Morbius 2, just 2 hours of Blade beating the shit out of Jared Leto. Let's go. Naomi's gonna want that, Genesee. Naomi's gonna be down for
Naomi's
that.
gonna
Let's
want
go.
that.
Dude,
We
I
spent like
can't
a
believe it.
hour in the parking lot after the movie with
Just-
Naomi just
Naomi ranting about Jared Leto because she fucking hates Jared Leto.
It
And
was
we
really good.
can you believe Jared Leto's
She needed it.
is an Academy Award winning actor? He won an award before Will Smith and Leonardo DiCaprio won
I
awards.
made
Are
an
you
offhanded
fucking kidding me?
comment about this being Jared Leto, this movie being Jared Leto's Oscar, and Naomi said he already has an Oscar, and I couldn't
And
believe
you were
it.
just like, no, oh yeah, no, he's had one for some time now, actually.
God,
It's like not even a recent
damn it,
Oscar.
dude. No,
For a
it's
long
not. Like
time.
he had the chops once upon a time, apparently. And anyways,
Hey,
Genesee,
drugs are a hell of a drug. That's all I'm saying.
Genesee, what would you rate this movie, and should people go see it right away?
You should absolutely not see it right away. I'm not sure who would want to see this movie. And that sounds harsh. It's not that it was so awful. I feel like I just spent like fucking forever dragging this movie through the dirt, and I just feel bad. But yeah, I honestly can't think who I would recommend this movie to. It wasn't great. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Okay, Garrett, what do you rate this movie, and should people see it right away?
Woo. If you are a fan, if you are genuinely a fan, I know there's some of them out there, so I don't want to discount y'all. If you are genuinely a fan of the Sony Marvel universe, I'm a little bit of a fan. Well, I like the I like the edgier characters. I understand that these aren't quality Marvel films, but if you like these, you should check it out. If you are a regular MCU fan, don't go see the shit unless it is matinee or wait for it to hit a streaming service. Like, for real, which brings me to my rating. This is a 6.5 ass movie all day long. Like, it's not irredeemable, but woo, it is real close. It's like one extra scene of being away from being like real shit.
Yeah, that's fucking fair. That's fair. Yeah, you don't need to see this movie right away. You really don't. You can wait until the shit's on Amazon, rent it for $3. You fucking wait until you can rent it at Redbox for $1, something like that. It's just there's no rush to go see this. You're not missing on anything. It doesn't necessarily do anything for the greatest universe outside of the post-credit scene. Honestly, you just look up the fucking post-credit scene on YouTube or some shit, because that's the only part of this movie that is at all important. If you know anything about vampires, you already know the abilities that Morbius has. That's kind of all you really need to know. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm struggling with here is that I did like this movie more than I liked Let There Be Carnage. And I believe I put Let There Be Carnage as a 6.5 or a 6. I think it was. So I am going to give this movie a 6 as well. Because there's just they're both equally good and bad for all the same fucking reasons, and it bums me out that that's the case. But like, there was bare bones here that could have been taken a different direction, and I honestly believe that if Morbius was a Kevin Feige deal, it would have been fucking phenomenal. But it was not, and hopefully here pretty soon, Kevin Feige will have his fucking hands on it, and it will not have to be a Sony sole fucking thing here. But this movie is a fucking 6 out of 10 any goddamn day out of the week to me. There's just so many problems with this fucking movie, and so many things that, you know, were almost good. Almost fucking good. With that said, guys, we're going to go ahead and come down into our schedule here. On Tuesday, we have another Good Kraken podcast. We're going to be talking, is E3 fucking finished? Is E3 finally done? Come in next week. Come and talk to us of that on Tuesday. Next Wednesday, we have 7th Brevin. And our boy, Devin, is going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077. It's gonna be fucking so much fun. You guys come in here, hang out with us, hang out with Devin for that one. It's gonna be fucking wild. That game is actually good now, so like, you guys are gonna be coming into a game that actually is going to be a lot of fun to watch. So come in, hang out with him, help him out with that fucking game. He's gonna need it. On Thursday, we have our recording of the Shipwreck Show. Why did I say Splash Name on the original one? I fucked that up originally. We have the live recording of the Shipwreck Show for our patrons and our patrons only. You guys can find that over on patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you have that available to you guys to watch us record that live before it goes out into public that following Sunday. And then the next day we have Splash Damage, which we're actually kind of trying to figure out the kinks on exactly what game that we're going to be playing next Friday for you guys. If you guys have any recommendations, like we said, go to our Discord, put in there what you want us to play next Friday, and we can pick out some stuff from you guys. We'll kind of come up with some stuff that we think would be fun for you guys at home too. Come in, hang out with us. That'll be fucking good time. Splashing is our multiplayer stuff, so give us that stuff. The next Saturday, we have another Good Kraken podcast where we will be doing another review episode, but this time it will be for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let's fucking go, Garrick. You gonna be there for that one, bad boy?
Oh shit, I was muted. I'm gonna try to be. I actually really liked the first Sonic movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no. Well, I was telling Jesse I gotta rewatch it because last time I watched it, I think I watched it. It was more so my nephew and my daughter watching it. I was kind of like doing things around it, but what I did saw I liked. So I'm gonna be here for it. I think Devin will be here for it too. We'll be figuring it out, baby. It's gonna be fucking good. It's gonna be fucking good, dude. Anyways, guys, please let us know what your thoughts are on Morbius if you get a chance to see it. If you did see it, if you want to see it, come in, hang out with us, watch this episode, listen to it. Let us know in the comments below what you think of our review and what you think of Morbius as a whole. What you think of Sony's Spider-Man universe. Oof. Let us on Twitter, let us on Discord. We want to hear from you guys. In the meantime, y'all, this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
That was the cutest little yarn I've ever heard.
You can also support us by going over to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. We're going to go record a post show, my friends, but until next time, be good to each other. Can't break me down.